on the current strength of Haiyan and where it's heading. Meteorologist Pedram Javaheri is at the World Weather Center. Pedram, you've been monitoring this all night for you there in the east coast of the United States. Give us an idea of just how strong this is right now and how big it is.
Yeah, about 2,000 kilometers across. That's the large-scale feature stretching from the northern fringe of the storm, Juanita, all the way to the southern fringe of the storm system. The winds, they've dropped gradually from the landfall that was 315 kilometers per hour. That could be potentially the greatest landfalling storm in recorded history when everything is tabulated once the storm system wraps up across this region. But winds at this point have dropped to 270 kilometers per hour. That is still a healthy super typhoon, a healthy Category 5 equivalent of a storm system. And the latest track now, the center of circulation kind of fades out as the cloud cover shrouds the eye of the storm system, but you can follow it right there. It goes over an area known as Aklan province. This is the oldest province in the Philippines. 500,000 people live here. The northern fringe of this province, we just heard in that previous interview, Boracay, is an area very prominent. We know over 1 million people visit this area every single year as one of the tourist hotspots, and the storm system cleared that region now over the Sulu Sea, dozens of islands in its path, and then the island of Palawan beyond that over the next 3 hours. And finally, we begin to see skies clear up behind the storm. And finally, as we head into Saturday morning, conditions will begin to calm down for the nation as a whole. But the feature came in again, keeping its status as a super typhoon, meaning winds are 240 kilometers per hour or greater. It kept that status for over 50 hours, and it still retains that status, which is remarkable in and of itself. There are the winds at landfall, the winds outside, away from the center of the storm. The tropical storm force winds extended over 240 kilometers away from the center of the storm. That's the current location. Again, we'll push over the South China Sea in the next couple of hours. At this point, we'll see conditions improve. But, talking about the economical impact, and we know the most expensive storm in the country's history happened in the past 12 months. We had in the summer a $2.2 billion disaster that happened near the Philippines. Last year, we had Bopa, that was a $1.7 billion disaster. And there's Boracay. This is the island we talked about, Monita, being one of the oldest in the Philippines. This is what we're talking about. Gorgeous place, drawing over 1 million tourists every year. Revenue here comes in on the order of $226 million every single year. So you talk about a poor area getting one of the areas that actually brings money in, now being devastated potentially by the storm system. Juanita?
Yeah, very sad indeed. All right, Pedram, thank you very much for that. We were going to bring you a little bit more perspective about this typhoon and, of course, the storms that continue to slam the Philippines. This super typhoon, it'll be the third major disaster